Hello and welcome to the France 24 interview. Joining me today in our studio is Mr. Antoine Sfeir, a noted Middle East scholar, professor, editor of the French magazine Les Cahiers de l'Orient, and an author of several books, including his latest, L'Islam contre Islam, or Islam against Islam. Mr. Sfeir, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you to receive me.
Your book title, Islam contra Islam, it refers to the centuries-old schism within Islam between the Sunnis and the Shiites,
Yes.
and how almost 1,400 years later, this very bitter divide is threatening to hijack the ideas of the Arab Spring.
You know, this eternal war between Sunnis and Shias began, you say it, very soon in Islam at the 7th century. But at every century, you had an example of confrontation between them. The first separation became a pretext for them to be opposed one to the others. But now you have a strategic opposition. The eruption of Iran, as, if you permit this comparison, very tad, the Vatican of the Shias made all the Shias in the world very proud to be Shias. When before they had the habit to say that there are Sunnis between the Sunnis, what we call the taqiyya in the Shias, between the Shias. This is very new to be to see the Shias be proud to be Shias because the existence of the Islamic Iran revolution.
Right. As you said, at every era, there have been things that have happened. But I remember in 2003 with the Iraq War, there was a lot of talk then about, the Shia revival with the fall of Saddam Hussein. But now I'm wondering, with the Arab Spring, then there was talk about a sort of a Sunni revenge.
Yeah.
Are we still seeing the Shia revival given what's happening in the Arab Spring, which has been predominantly a Sunni Muslim phenomenon?
No, it is, like you say, predominantly a Sunni phenomenon. But don't forget that the spring, the Arab Spring, also began in Bahrain. And in Bahrain, he was completely full out by the Sunnis in the Saudi Arabian, the Saudis, when they came into Bahrain and in one afternoon put an end to the Shia spring in Bahrain, 70% of the population. Don't we have to remember that perhaps some scholars think very deeply that the Arab Spring began in Tehran in 2009 with the forced election of Ahmadinejad at the presidency, when we saw the young people, less than 30, demonstrating in all the country, in Tehran, Tabriz, and other places. And this is the first step of the Arab Springs, even if it was a Persian manifestation of this spring.
Right. But, so on the one hand, we did see what, people would call the Facebook and the Twitter revolutions happening
And
in
the
Iran.
web, yeah.
Exactly. But what seems to be happening 2 years on after the uprisings began is, as you say, Bahrain, the Shiite uprising was effectively crushed by a Sunni Gulf
In Yemen
monarchy.
also.
In Yemen too.
Also.
In Syria, it's a very bitter battle, but the forces seems to be against the Alawite sect. So is the equation changing?
Don't say sect to the Shia. It's a branch of the Shiism, the Alawite. And this is a perfect incarnation of this kind of lecture between the Shia and the Sunnis in Syria, today, when you heard the opposition, the civil opposition, the very close opposition, which meet in Doha, in Istanbul, or in Paris, they said no problem, no religious problem between us. But on the field, you have the men which are battling now against the regime, which said we are the Sunnis and we are going to battle the Shias, to one on the Shias, which are under in the regime. Then you have always this lecture. We come back every day, every month in the analysis, and I agree with you. Uh, this is an instrumentalization, like in Iran. In Iran, it's not a Shiite, the Shias who are working every day. It's the Persian Empire which is coming out again and using the Shias or the Shia religion, the Islamic Shia religion, to be imperialist in Iraq, in Syria, and in Lebanon with Hezbollah.
Right. But, when we're talking about Syria, which is now officially in a civil war, I want to ask you about the West's reaction to this, because 2 years ago, it was viewed largely as supporting the opposition against a dictatorship. Do you think the West does not understand? Is it a pawn? Or would the West like to see the dominance of Sunnism, which includes, the Gulf-rich countries like Saudi Arabia?
You're right. The French make uh, a strategic alliance with the Sunnis, the more rigorous Sunnis, Saudi Arabia and Qatar, since a long time. With Saudi Arabia since 1957, and we pay it now in all the Arab countries, but even also in the West, Western countries. But you have also another point of view that now you have the two most rigorous regime of the Arab Peninsula, Qatar and Saudi Arabia, which is sending money and arms to the Libyans before with the complicity of the West, but now in Syria also. And you're right to ask the question, is the West wanted Sunnis regime, rigorist, Islamist, all in the Arab world, or he's making all this by ignorancy
What
or
do you
by
think?
stupidity? I don't know. I want to believe that it is ignorancy and not stupidity, because it's a real stupidity when you saw that in Egypt, more than half of the country wanted again the very open Islam again, and the same in Tunis, in Tunisia. Uh, there is a fact: Egypt and Tunisia are Muslim countries. That's that's a deal, definite deal. But you cannot also say that they are rigorous Muslims. That's wrong in Tunis and also in Cairo. Then we have to ask really the question to our governors: are you really knowing what you are doing or not? And the experience of Libya show me that they don't know what they are doing really. And perhaps with what happened in the Sahel and Mali, France begin to know what it is doing, and I hope that the France will not leave Mali when the battle will finish, because the battle then will begin another one. Another battle will begin to rebuild Mali and the state of Mali, and also to influence the government of Mali to give the Tuareg uh, more autonomy, because they don't want to be again nomads. They want to be now to stay and to be
Economically.
economically sedentary.
Right. Well, we have time for just one question, but I am just curious your overall assessment about the future in terms of the Shiite Sunni debate. Is this going to get more dangerous? Where are we heading?
No, not necessarily more dangerous. I think that United States will make an alliance, strategic alliance, in all the Middle East, not only for the oil or the gas, but also for the streets of gas and oil, with three countries, neither Arabic countries, but a Shia countries, which is Iran, a Hebrew countries, which is a Jewish country, which is Israel, and a Sunni population with secularization and laicity in the constitution is Turkey. And the three are Turkey, the empire, Ottoman Empire, the
Persian Empire.
yeah, the Persian Empire, and the Hebrew state.
All right, that's your prediction, three empires, and I'm afraid that's all we have time for. But this was very interesting. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you to receive me, really.
And that's all we have time for today. Thank you for joining us at the France 24 interview. Stay with us. We have news up ahead.